Magical Thinking Barbie here. I wanted to talk about emotional hangovers versus real hangovers. Full disclosure, I've gone through my life like being completely sober and then drinking and then being sober and then drinking. But one thing that has been consistent is that, when you have like a hangover, sometimes, you hear about your friends tell you how silly you were and you did embarrassing things and you just feel kind of yucky because you're dehydrated and, and also you're embarrassed maybe. There's that type of hangover. And then there's emotional hangovers. And I've had emotional hangovers throughout my life, and I've always wanted to figure out, why do I have emotional hangovers on, with certain things? And I have come to the conclusion, I've tested it out over some years, and now I've come to the conclusion is that when I have emotional hangovers, I'm stepping against the system that I'm in. I'm doing something that is against the system. And in many cases, it's against this colonial, imperialistic system that I am literally embedded in. And so are all of us, okay? And in some ways, those emotional hangovers we have are connected to the actual real hangovers. Because if you think about it, you get drunk with your friends and you say whatever you want, and sometimes your friends get mad at you because you said whatever or you did whatever, and it's like truth serum, right? And with emotional hangovers too, when you step against the system and you see that you're stepping against the system, it's like you feel like you're out of place because you are. Everyone's trying to be part of the system, right? And technically, everyone's trying to be part of the system until what? 5 o'clock somewhere, right? And then they can completely get out of the system, right? Because it's 5 o'clock here, or you're done with your job, or you're done with whatever, and so you can step out of the system. But let's all start looking at how it's also connected to our emotional hangovers. We're all finding out we're so different, and our system is one way, but we're all so different. And once you start seeing that, you can't unsee it. Once you start seeing you are not allowed to be yourself, and your neighbor at work, your neighbor at school, your neighbor is not allowed to be themselves because we're part of a system, then you're like, oh, why do I have this hangover again? I had a great time stepping out of the system for, 4 or 5 hours. Wait, why do we have hangovers and why are we embarrassed? Oh, because we're all different, but we're part of one system.